Hey, hi everybody. Hi Sydney. Hi Artemis. You got Artemis there.
I do have Artemis, and she doesn't usually snuggle for very long, so I won't be surprised if she gets hot and leaves me.
Okay, but she's not available for adoption anyway, right?
Oh no, we've been together a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
So where you find Artemis is at findanother.com. Okay. Wow, what a show we have today. And we had a minor emergency, and Ashley with Mountain Mamas was able to fix it for a second, but then it's back. But we'll get it right because we're not broadcasting to Mountain Mamas right now, but Ashley will be here and she'll get it fixed. So
yeah.
that's what I was doing.
I'm excited because we have a wide variety of dogs today, so it's going to be a fun show.
And all but one of them live in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow. Speaking of which, this first dog we're bringing up is this little girl. Holy crap. Okay. First of all, if you have an 8-week-old puppy that has a heck of a storyline, puppies shouldn't have a storyline yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here we are with Tiffany. She has a storyline, and I'm sorry, with Ivy. Well, Tiffany could have a storyline too. I don't know.
Well, Tiffany is the foster, so she will be.
Tiffany's the foster, and Ashley's there. And Ashley, I need you to do what you just did a second time. Nobody can see you yet. Well, we're going to bring you up in a second because we want you to come up while Tiffany's here. Okay, you're trying to say something. Hi, Ashley.
Hi. Sorry.
Yeah, we lost connection again with your Facebook page. So we're going to do a little troubleshooting. Give us 10 seconds here. Up there at the top of the address bar, just below the address bar on the right-hand side up there, you're going to see that exclamation point again. You see a red exclamation point up there underneath one of the icons?
No, because I just went in and redid it and fixed it.
Okay, maybe it didn't refresh on my page yet. That could be. All right. Well, we're gonna bring little Miss Ivy up. We're gonna leave you up if you're all right.
Stop it, dog.
Okay, we could mute you too, but if you're okay with it, we'll just let you stay up here now because you're the big boss lady at that rescue.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not the boss.
All right, and plus you know about the dog that's coming up too because she's your dog. Well, Ivy's got a heck of a storyline, and she shouldn't have to at this age, but she does. And we're just going to play her little video, and we're going to bring her foster mom, Tiffany, up, and we'll talk about her. Hey there. Oh boy. Well, I don't even know which one's which. I'm pretty sure the big dog isn't her. Oh, she looks bigger than what is she? Wow, I couldn't judge her size on all this,
No.
Tiffany. Sorry, I'm stumbling here.
Yeah, she's starting to get a little bit bigger than my little dog Donut here. But she is totally thriving. When I first got her, she was so sick and she wasn't as playful as she is now. And she's so funny because she plays, and takes multiple naps a day. Right here is Zeppelin, the other foster, the doodle.
Wow.
And then there's Ivy.
She didn't miss a beat when she had all those dogs right over top of her, which only one is smaller than her anyway. She didn't flinch. She wasn't scared.
Nope. Because I do boarding, she's very socialized and she's very comfortable with different ages of dogs as well.
Who's that doodle that's in the way and photobombing here?
That's Zeppelin. That's my other foster.
Oh, this dog is also available for adoption or not yet?
He gets his second shot tomorrow, and then he's going to get neutered and get his get whatever other shots
Okay.
he needs when he gets.
So he's not quite ready yet either.
No.
And now Ivy's not quite ready for adoption yet, right? But when will she be, in your opinion? It may not. We won't hold you to a date.
I'm not sure. That's Ashley. That would be an Ashley question.
Well, I think she needs 2 more shots.
Okay. All right.
And then
Okay.
we won't spay her probably before she gets adopted because we don't want to do her till later on.
All right. So it'll be a little bit yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but are you willing to take applications for Ivy?
Absolutely.
Okay. And for any other dog, because Ivy's not their only dog.
Right.
Right.
So, but if you apply now, well, everything's approved and you're first in line too. So, don't wait. Always apply early. Be in the system already. That way, if they have an emergency somewhere along the line, they have more options in rescue. Okay. And Sydney's dogless right now. Look at that.
Yep, she left me.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Sydney, for Tiffany and the two?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. So the person who bought her was told that she had been up to date on all her shots and that she was 8 weeks old. Is that what it was?
No.
Yeah, and she was. They thought she was 6 weeks old, and she turned out to be. When they took her in, she was 4 weeks old to the
Just
vet,
wild.
and so when they got her, she was only 3 weeks.
And at
She
3
was
weeks,
super sick.
correct me if
Yeah,
I'm wrong, but puppies don't have any teeth at 3 weeks old, do they?
She had teeth, but
Okay.
when she got to me, she had teeth.
Okay. So I bet you the vet was a little perplexed on, wow, where's this puppy's mother?
I
Yeah.
tried to do some research and tried to find them to see if they were trying to sell more puppies, but we didn't find any more puppies.
So a breeder, now let's recap as best I can here. So a breeder convinced a unsuspecting buyer that this beautiful little dog was supposed to be that size and was 6 weeks old and eating kibble, as a matter of fact. Am I getting this right?
Yep, and she was not thriving. I had to
No.
get her on. We got her on formula, and once she got the formula, that's when she started because she was super sick. Like her poop wasn't solid. She seemed more sleepy than playful. But as soon as she got that formula, she changed.
Okay.
And
Now
her
she's
every-
so she's 8 weeks old now. And how long have you had her? 2 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
She went for a couple days to my sister, but her dogs were not. She was too playful for my sister's dog, so she came back to me because I have puppies that come to my house a lot.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about the doodle Zeppelin, when he first came, he wouldn't play with her. He would just growl at her, and now they're best friends.
Wow.
Oh. So how much do you think she weighs now?
I haven't weighed her. I'll have to do that. I haven't
bet
weighed
it's-
her.
I bet she weighs somewhere between 1 and 20 pounds. Be my guess.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I
I
think.
was
Because my
thinking-
dog Donut is 10 pounds. And I know when I first got her, that she was like 9 pounds.
Wow.
Oh, Donut.
So they
Her
had.
and Donut are best friends as well, too.
So the vet had to take care of malnutrition too. Then.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they recommended formula. They gave her a dewormer and probiotics, too. And she just came to life and
Right.
became a playful puppy like she should be.
And I'll tell you what. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sydney.
Oh yeah. I was just going to say, Tiffany, how magical that she is being fostered with you, because puppies would normally have their litter mates with them, and there would be a bunch of them, and that helps them with, learning different behaviors, and their mom. So she would be learning on the sibling level socialization, but then her mom would also be teaching her more complex social behaviors, and kind of cutting her off when certain things are no longer acceptable to do. But your household is like a surrogate litter, and so that, I mean, gosh, I just think that's so beautiful.
It's the perfect placing. Okay?
Yeah, it really
is. Yeah, because she has my dog Donut, who isn't quite a year yet. He plays with her like her litter mates would have played with her. And then I've even had some female dogs come in, and like they're usually like hyper, super playful, but they were so gentle and mothering to her. It's actually
Aw.
this dog right here. Her owner adopted her from a shelter, and she will just let Ivy gnaw on her, and like almost like a mother. And
Mhm.
then I have my senior that would let her know, like, hey, I'm a senior. I'm not going to play with you, and set boundaries with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. After here sometime this week, I'd like to talk on the phone, Tiffany, because Ivy's involved with something that this is going to be amazing information. So
Yeah, because right now, like, I don't see behavior issues. Like, she just acts like a regular puppy.
well, and she's being socialized like nobody could ever believe. You can't imagine how much socialization she's getting with other dogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this one too. The doodle, he was so terrified of other dogs, and he was raised with his parents and his siblings. So that was all he was around. And people say like that can cause issues too, where they bond to their litter mates. And he was 7 months old, had no name, and he was terrified of other dogs. He still gets some issues when new dogs come into my house. It takes him like at least a half hour to get used to them, and then he'll
Wow, that's actually
be
pretty
okay
quick.
with him. Yeah, it like I would say a half hour to an hour. But he had no choice but to have to be socialized with the dogs at my house. I was nervous at first, but I was like, I have to give him some time, because it's like two ends on a different spectrum. He was too long with his litter mates, and Ivy did not have enough time with his litter mates.
Wow.
So I was
Wow.
seeing behavioral stuff with him, but I'm not seeing it with her because she's thriving with all these different dogs that come.
Wow, this is awesome. So we're getting another inside look at Mountain Mamas, Peers, and Pups today, and we're going to get an inside look also at the Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Utah, Montana, also. So this is amazing. Hey, maybe you need to recruit more boarding facilities as fosters.
I know. I should. Well, if I knew any personally, like the ones that board from home, if I happen to meet anybody, I will highly recommend it.
Okay. Now you're boarding from your home, right? You don't have a kennel facility, correct?
Correct.
But do you, when you board them, is it more like a daycare, or do you keep them relatively long or short term?
I do get daycare dogs that come just for the day, and I do. I'll get a dog for one night to the longest I've had was for nearly a month.
Okay. And do you accept new clients?
Yes, I do.
There you have it. And where are you located? If you don't,
I'm in Layton, Utah.
There you go.
And I'm on Rover. So that's an app where people can find sitters for.
Oh, right.
their
Rover,
dogs.
on the Rover app. Okay. So there you have it, folks. You're right there in Utah. If you need a very good boarding place that is more personal than most, you have it right here. So what would be the name of your boarding place that they would do a search on?
They would look up. Well, it would be Tiffany D. And when they go on Rover, they would see my name amongst a list of other people.
Okay. So they actually do a Rover search by location then, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So this is pretty cool. And if you get a client off of the show here, they will get to meet maybe Ivy and Zeppelin.
Yes, and I told Ashley that I actually want to do, like, for those that are fostering or that are near me or who might have just adopted, as long as the dog is friendly with other dogs, I want to do free daycare and for the new adopters and fosters as well.
Wow.
Like a
Wow.
once a week free daycare.
Now, would that apply to the other or Utah Rescue, or you want to keep that focused on your rescue?
It could apply to anybody who is fostering. I actually just boarded 4 dogs, and the couple, they also had 2 fosters, and I told them, like, you can bring those fosters to me. Fosters to me.
Bye, everybody.
I think someone's here to pick up the dog.
Okay. Well, if you need to go, we'll let Ashley finish up, and we'll take you down. All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Tiffany. Thanks.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Yeah, let me find you. There we go. Boarding facility. This is so awesome, huh, Ashley?
Yeah, she's a great foster. She's a really great resource. And she does foster for Rebecca too.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, cool. Wow. We've got another one of your dogs up here too, Ashley.
Yeah.
You got a lot of dogs. You remember what I tell people? I often say that.
We have a question from Lori. So Lori, yes.
Sorry.
Ivy is a husky. I had actually asked Ashley if she was part German Shepherd as well, because those big tall ears.
Right.
Because Artemis, I don't know if you saw briefly while she was up here with me, but she's husky German Shepherd, and her ears are enormous.
Right.
In comparison to
I saw
us.
the picture you sent, and we should probably do DNA. I mean, she was sold by that breeder as a purebred husky, but obviously.
Yeah, that's not a purebred husky. But then again, she's only 8 weeks old right now.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lori's with that Newfoundland place. She fosters for them out of Connecticut, and she's in New York. But she's been on the show with Newfoundlands. We add color to the show that way. We also have mixes on. We had Betty on, remember? So wow. So Mountain Mama Piers at rescuegroups.org is where you're going to eventually find, well, Zeppelin and Ivy, right?
Right. Yeah. So Zeppelin was a part of the backyard breeder that was shut down when all the people stepped up, like Tiffany, and we got all of them placed, and the mom spayed.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Ivy looks like a white German Shepherd.
yeah, except she has a blue eye, doesn't she?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's Husky in there. There's Sled Dog in there somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, wow, we still got more down here in the bottom. I'm still showing that we're not broadcasting to your page, Ashley. But
Really, it doesn't say on the top, but I guess we'll figure that out when we're done.
when you're logged in, you've got the same view I have. So anyway,
Yeah.
we're going to move on. And boy, I don't know okay, Sydney, who do you want to bring up next?
Let's bring up let's do Puppy.
Puppy. All right. And then we'll give the rest of the show to Willow. Okay. So next up,
Willow looks like she's relaxing very nicely.
Yeah. And puppies don't relax, period. Okay. And this we now Ashley has another puppy that has a storied past.
Yes.
And this puppy's only 10 weeks old. Come on now. All right. Puppies.
Did you look it up, Steve?
Yes, I did. So
Okay,
we're not going to
crazy.
talk a whole lot about that because
Yeah.
how about we go into a happy place?
Yeah.
And there's Mr. Cool right there. So, hi, Danielle. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'll tell you, he is Mr. Cool, isn't he?
Yeah. He's pretty tired right now.
Wow. Is that the trick to getting puppies on the show? You wear them out first?
They wear themselves out. I don't have to do anything.
Agreed. Got it. And how old is he? 10 weeks? Is that what I just read?
Yeah, he'll be 11 weeks tomorrow.
Okay. Cool. And he is available for adoption, right?
He is, yes.
So the Mountain Mama Piers and Pups website, he'll be listed, and there's more in the bio to read even. There's more about him in there.
Yeah.
And so the storied past, what is that? What's his storied past? I do know that, I'll give a little hint. 3 of the puppies didn't get surrendered. There was supposed to have been 6, and there was only 3 that ended up in rescue. So, so what is his past?
Well, he apparently came from a Russian compound in Kabul, Missouri. And he was pulled by Michelle, Ashley's sister, who lives in, is she in Parkville? I forget.
She's in Pleasant Hill, and actually
Hill.
our collaboration was with Ozark Pet Rescue. Tanya down there went in with armed guards to get those pups for us.
Yeah,
Wow.
That wasn't a safe place to go, was it?
no.
Wow.
And so we scrambled, or Mountain Mama Piers scrambled to just find fosters for them to land. And I was connected to them through my former boss, Kristen Bazzelli, who knew and I guess had possibly worked with Mountain Mama Piers in the past. And she knew that I had the space, and I already, I have an Anatolian Pyrenees who's about a year old, so I'm familiar with the breed. And she just reached out and said, "Hey, are you willing to take on a foster puppy?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I can take on 2." And so we coordinated, and I was going to take 2. And then Ashley was like, "Hey, is it okay if we send a 3rd one who's going to be transported to Colorado? Just can he hang out there until we get a transport?" And I said, "Sure." And then after a few days, I reached back out to Ashley and I said, "He can just stay. Everything's going great. He doesn't need to be transported. And, you know, the puppies we're handling them really well, and they're getting along with our other dogs and our other animals." And so, yeah, now we have 3.
And you made a comment that was very, very important. All right. Earlier on, one of you did. Apply early, because they had to find a foster first, all right? Then they could get the pups.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you apply early, well, they already have a foster then, and then all they have to do is make sure that it's going to work out, or you just may have to do an overnight and whatever, but they don't have enough people to help.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds like, so this would be actually your first experience with Mountain Mama Piers and pups, right?
That's right. I have
Awesome.
fostered in the past, but
Right.
I've never
But not
fostered
with
with
them.
Mountain Mama. Yeah.
Right. And how's it going so far? How do you like it with Mountain? What do you think of Mountain Mama's? Be honest now, because she's here to defend herself now.
Oh no, it's going great. I told her I would love to, once the puppies are gone. I mean, we're keeping Diana, but once the puppies, you know, have gone to their homes, we just want to stay on their radar for future fostering, because it's just so great.
And it's so rewarding, isn't it? Now, one of the dogs that got adopted is going to stay in the family, isn't it?
Yes. So I'm taking Diana, and my sister is taking Bruce. And I didn't expect it to work out that way. I didn't expect for us to want to keep one of them. We were fully on board with them just being adopted out and us being a safe place for them to land. But sometimes the dogs just pick you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so Diana picked us, and we're hers now. So
Awesome. That is so amazing. And puppies, they can be a handful, can't they?
oh yeah, but we feel like we're pros because we've only ever took on puppies as fosters. So
Okay, cool.
yeah.
And with me, every time I felt like a pro, the dog would put me right back into my place.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, not everybody has the patience or the setup to foster puppies.
Yeah.
You know, puppies are freaking adorable,
Mhm.
but not everybody, you know, can really nurture them and kind of provide all the different stages that they need. So it is really special when somebody can be a repeat puppy foster, because
Yeah.
not everybody can do that.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, we had to maneuver. We had to, you know, I mean, my husband, he built an entire fence in our front yard for the puppies. But we were going to do that anyway. Just getting the puppies kind of fast tracked it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and we use a baby monitor because we're on the 3rd floor and they're on the bottom floor near the door. And we use a baby monitor so that we can hear them if they need to go out in the middle of the night. So it's like having 3 infants in the house.
Yes.
Wow. And but they are hard because, and actually, you have to be careful fostering puppies too, because they get into everything. All right, and stuff that can hurt them too. So you always got to take stuff away from them. And so where the significance of that comes into play is you don't want the puppy to grow up thinking every time you approach he's going to lose something. All right. So you all got to be mindful to start making trays early, and so because you don't want your own Great Pyrenees to start standing their ground against you. All right, you don't want that. So he's just look at that Mr. Cool attitude. His expression is the most. One is this now before I get
this is Clark.
He looks like he's about 30 pounds.
Oh, so we had to weigh them when we were giving them their one of their the wormer, and the last time we weighed him he was 27 pounds. We weighed him a few days ago. He's 27. He's been consistently heavier than the other 2, so he's the biggest one. He's clumsy, he's playful, he's so full of personality. I wish he would have picked us, but he didn't. So
well, hearing you talk about him reminds me of of my Samson. At that, I adopted him when he was 5 months old, and he was 45 pounds. So he was a big kid. And he was at that. Clark is still really cute and fuzzy. When I adopted Samson, he was at the dorky looking, older puppy stage, but clearly Clark's gonna be a gorgeous dog.
Yes, beautiful and big too. Yeah,
he's going to be classic. His coat looks classic, everything.
Yeah, his face.
I got one question, and it'd actually be directed towards Ashley. She may know the answer, may not. What was the cult doing with a litter of Great Pyrenees?
They have a ranch. They have goats and they have chickens, and these dogs were born in the field and lived in the field until they surrendered them to us.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, have you read the comments? You got a comment down here that she wants to talk later.
I have puppies in Washington. In fact, I have 3 right now that were just picked up in the desert that are going up to Ellen. But I can always use help in Washington.
All right. And Ellen's in Washington, right?
Yeah, she's in Washougal, right at Hood River.
You have fosters in how many states so far?
I don't know.
I know you got Colorado. We had one of your fosters on the show that lived in Colorado. With
Missouri.
Missouri.
Wyoming.
Wyoming, obviously. And you obviously have Utah somewhere along the line because you live there.
And Washington. That's it.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, no, and Nevada.
But yet you bring dogs up from, you're capable of bringing dogs from just about anywhere, right?
Yeah, I have dogs coming up from Texas and dogs coming up from New Mexico on the 25th of this month.
Okay.
That's a transport agreement with the high kill shelters down there. So we work directly with 3 high kill shelters, 1 in Texas and 2 in New Mexico.
And Sydney will be the first to tell you that Texas needs all the help they can get.
Yeah.
All right. Texas is a whole new ball game down there. Granted, sometimes I think that Texas and Utah is in a contest on who can do the most damage to dogs, but this isn't a contest, all right? They're not saying, here, hold my beer or anything like that, even though it seems like it. All right. Yeah. There is good in Texas and there's good in Utah, but just show it to me once, because I'm going to stop saying that pretty soon if I don't see it anymore. But we know there's good. All right. So, but there's also a lot of Great Pyrenees in Utah.
Yeah. I mean, between Rebecca's and us, we can't keep up. No way. Nope. And they take way more than me.
Yeah. And Lori says they're giving away on street corners in Texas. She's actually right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the ones that can't give away, they just leave them there. It seems like leave it on.
Yeah.
So the Texas rescues, and there's a few of them down there, but there's none near enough. You could take every Great Pyrenees rescue in this country and send them to Texas, and it's not enough.
I mean, yeah, Texas is a huge state, so it's
Yes, it
hard.
is.
It's just an enormous capacity. So,
Yeah.
the thing about being a running, I mean, I don't run a rescue, I'm just a volunteer, but when people say like, oh, it seems too hard, or oh, I would just be too sad, break it down, like do the things that you can do, and what you can do, and you can fill out a volunteer application, talk with these rescues, and see what different types of needs they have, because it's not just fostering. Fostering is definitely super important, and they'll coach you through it if you're interested too. So that's the other thing, and they're a great resource. But yeah, I mean, you kind of, sometimes you just have to look at it in a smaller lens, like every life matters. And this is the one that you can do. This is the one you can take and save. So you just kind of take baby steps in that. And it's so meaningful to be able to do that, rather than kind of let all of the noise of the tragedy kind of petrify you from making a difference or helping. Just reach out and say, hey, this is kind of my situation. How can I help?
All right. So, Tiffany, we got to move on to Willow. Now, you're going to stay up. I remember I asked you that before the show. And
That's Danielle.
I'm sorry, Danielle. And if you tip your lid down on your laptop a little bit, we'll get to see Clark again, or whoever's laying next to you. And you're muted. Oh.
This is Clark. It's Clark.
All right.
He's just sleeping right next to me. So
the web address I may have a banner. The web address for Mountain Mamas is mountainmamapeers.rescuegroups.org. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'll get a banner up for next time you're on the show. I could have sworn I had one, but I guess I don't. Well, maybe I do. Right here. There is where you go, and Clark is up there. Amongst other, there's other dogs up there too. You had Betty on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So is she still there and available?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, we got to move forward because we still have another dog down there, and I don't want those fosters to go to sleep like their dog. Okay. We can be boring at times. So our next dog is in Utah, as promised. By the way, we made a mistake on the description of the show. Not every dog lives in Utah because Clark is in Missouri. Okay. So I stand corrected, but hey, close enough. They're close to Utah. How's that? All right. So our next dog coming up now, this dog is such a success story. All right. And we'll just play the video and bring her up. Wow. Wow. Hi, Chelsea, wherever you are. Here you are. I see you now. I'm glad you moved. I would have missed you. And there is Miss Willow. You talk about rags to riches, huh? Emotionally?
Yeah.
Wow, what a girl. This Chelsea didn't used to walk Willow. She used to go skiing behind her, didn't you?
Yeah, she drug me through a rose bush.
Oh,
And she does still have a nemesis, and that's the garbage man. All right.
Yeah.
She doesn't do well with the garbage man. But when's the last time? Show of hands, please. When's the last time you had a Great Pyrenees go up to your garbage man and say, "Hey, how you doing today? Can I have a ride?" No, not many. So they make noise, too much noise, and they clang and they bang, and they do all that kind of stuff, and they can't process it. All right. Now, if you let them go out and sniff it, you got a much better chance of the dog doing well because they're processing the garbage man themselves. So, but there is a procedure. Don't just go take your dog out there and throw him at the garbage truck. All right. So, wow. Hi. Sorry it took so long to get to you, but as you can see, we had a heck of a time. Had a good heck of a time. So, this is a dog that doesn't have a similar storied past, right?
No.
Awesome. So, how long have you had her?
We have had her for 8 months.
8 months. Okay.
Yeah, we
And-
got her in July of last year.
And she was struggling in the beginning, wasn't she?
Yes. We worked with you and Levi. She had some behavior problems. But you know, it's likely because she had been locked in a barn her whole life, with no socialization, no stimulation.
Other than one other dog is what I remember. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she had a
Saint Bernard? Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That's awful boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's an article floating around called The Consequences of Having a Bored Great Pyrenees. You should dig that one up. But today, and now we're going to fast forward 8 or 9 months, however long it was. And today we have a little bit of a good story, a happy ending so far, right?
Yes. She has been almost a near perfect dog for about a month and a half, 2 months now. We've had no behavior issues. She does still like to get on our plate, but you know, that's any dog. She loves to eat or help us eat our dinner.
Okay. All right. And there's actually something we can do with that. Give her something else to do. Anytime you have a behavior that you that's unwanted in your dog, there's a couple things you got to think about. Number one, it's got to be reasonable to ask the dog to not do that. Number two, you can't ask a dog to not have that behavior. You have to ask a dog to do something else instead. Okay. So, and what we can do is give her something else to do. Like if you lay at your feet, I promise I'll drop crumbs down there.
Oh, she does that. So
Then it escalates.
We've got her to the point now. Well, she was just going at the plate. Now she'll get down at our feet, and we'll give her some morsels.
Okay. Always remember, she said that she's worked with me and Levi. All right. Make no mistake, Chelsea did all the work. All we did was pointed her in a direction.
Yeah.
I think only once we actually had to give you the actual routine that we used because it was specific. Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's amazing. And she is available for adoption. She's at Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Montana, Utah, right?
Yes.
And you've had her a long time. I'm kind of going to put you on the spot, but it's not meant to. What's the point of adopting her? So you can foster again? Okay, we're going to move forward from that.
I don't even know, honestly. I don't know if I could give her up if somebody
Perfect.
to adopt
Perfect.
her, but we wanted to give her the best shot in case there's a home that maybe would be more perfect for her, where she, has more places to run. But she is extremely happy here now.
Yeah, see, that was the answer I was looking for, actually. All right. And this was not pre-rehearsed, and everybody up here can testify to that. Because if the home, if Chelsea feels that the next home is as good or better than her, by God, you got a very good chance of adopting Willow. But if it's not, good luck prying that dog out of her cold dead hands. All right.
Exactly.
So,
it has to be the perfect home. Like,
there you go.
She's very
Because
special.
Willow is safe here and now.
Yes,
There's no rush on moving her.
correct.
As is with a lot of them. Okay. The rush comes in is when the people that want to surrender expect the rescues to fire up the rescue helicopter and go get their dog right away. All right. And just for the record, rescues don't have helicopters. Okay. Not Great Pyrenees rescues, anyway, that I know of.
And just to say, like, when I first got her and we were having the behavior issues, I was like, what did I get myself into? And luckily, you guys, you know, the rescue had the resources like Steve and Levi to help me through that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I would have had to move her and she would have done the same thing. So we've been working with her for months.
Yeah. And probably the first, I think you worked with Levi first. Levi is the other half of New Hope Behavior Consultants, and he's also a certified nutritionist. So you kind of get a double whammy there, or two good things, whichever. You got to remember, we don't walk on water here. All right. But we're pretty good at what we do. All right. Not meaning to pat myself on the back, but I got to, because we are pretty good at what we do. All right. But we're still human. And we just so happens we got lucky on most of what we did with her. Some of the stuff didn't work, obviously, but because there's no one size fits all. There's no textbook technique here. All right. So that means Chelsea had to make adjustments to our recommendations to fit her and her dog. All right. So, but other than that, it's not that hard. They're actually, once the Great Pyrenees, once you form your attachment with them, it gets easier and easier from there, because it's an amazing breed. Now, what would speaking of this, what would her perfect home look like in your mind?
She's good with cats. We've taken her over to the vet before and they have vet cats there. She doesn't even flinch. She is very dog selective. I think that she just likes to be bossy and in charge. We heard that from her previous home too, that she was bossy. So
Bossy, yeah.
no introductions to any dogs in the home. It would have to be compatible. Somebody who's super understanding, compassionate, like patient with her. She does take a long time to adjust to new situations. So just somebody who's not willing to give up on her.
Sounds to me like the number one good trait the human can have is patience.
Yes.
Oh, Willow just heard me say the word patience. She says, "Yep, I got it too, with my mom." Nice work, Chelsea.
Chelsea, remind us how old she is and how big she is, because she looks big and beautiful.
She is. We think she's about 5, and so when I took her into the vet when I first got her, she was 90 pounds. But they said she needed to gain some weight. She's definitely gained some weight. So I'm guessing she's between 95 and 100.
Okay.
So she's an average female Great Pyrenees size-wise. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. And she looks like a classic Great Pyrenees too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she really does.
All right. Now, can she be adopted into a home with another dog? Would that be a good idea?
I don't know.
Okay.
She's I've seen her 2 different ways. Like I've seen dogs come up to our fence when she's in the backyard and she like wags her tail and she wants to play. Where I've seen her reactive is when she's on the leash.
Okay. And sometimes what happens there is somewhere in her life, there's a possibility that she was on a walk with a human somewhere along the line and they encountered dogs off leash and got attacked. And she lost. That's what can cause that. Now, can we work with that? That's a hard one because there's leash laws in this country. All right. And just about every state that I know of has leash laws. So that's a hard one to have a defense against, is off leash dogs when they come charging you. And there's no right answer to that. There's things you can try. Like, for example, if you get a off-leash dog that's having a fight with your dog that's on leash, first of all, always remember your dog's going down if you let it continue. But if you let go of the leash to give the dog the ability to defend herself, now you got another problem. You take a major chance of losing your dog and also being the one that gets cited for an off-leash dog. Okay. So there's a lot there that an umbrella can be effective. Always remember, if you take away the vision of the dog to the other dog, you've got the highest possibility of stopping the fight right there. And
Yep, we take umbrellas on our walks.
yeah. So you snap open an umbrella, put it between two dogs while you're backing the heck out of there. Okay. So once again, there's no fail-safe way on this. There really isn't. I saw a YouTube or one of those Facebook things. It's got to be true. I saw it on Facebook, right? Where a trainer, a renowned trainer, was telling you to choke the dog out. That's what he said. Choke the dog out. Okay, do not choke your dog out. All right, do not do that. That's not a good idea. There's other ways. If you want to know other ways, put comments in the comment area down there, and we will help you out. Don't choke your dog unconscious. That will never have a good ending. So, because how do you know when to let go? What happens if the dog's already dead? You killed your own dog. How are you going to feel about that? So, and I'm sorry this turned into a few training tips here, but Chelsea's done such a good job with Willow. Willow was definitely a handful for folks. And a lot of times, here's the thing. The rescue didn't know that when they brought her in.
No.
Okay. You ought to hear Ashley and Rebecca and Sarah and everybody. They can probably tell you stories on reasons to surrender that'll blow your mind. And some of it isn't true at all. Okay. And but they do not have helicopters. So do not, if you apply to surrender your dog to a rescue, be prepared to hang on to that dog for a little while. They can't just instantly take this dog, and don't take it out on the dog. It's not the dog's fault. Okay, we got to stop blaming the dogs for everything in this country. So,
so Chelsea, do you have you seen a difference in how much she barks compared to when you first, like the first month you had her, to month 9 now? Have you seen a difference in the frequency of the way she communicates in barking and in other ways?
I forgot about the debarking.
Yeah. So yes, I can tell that she definitely has way more confidence today than she did when we first got her.
Great.
She will, even though her bark is not loud, she still can bark. Sometimes she'll start coughing and stuff after she's barked for a while. But what we have done with her is when she does bark, we tell her good job, like we're praising her for still trying to communicate, even though she can't communicate as well. And I think that's really gotten her confidence built up.
Yeah.
Now when she does think she's seeing a threat or hearing a threat, she will bark. And she was very quiet when we first got her. I didn't even know that he could.
So she now knows other ways of communicating too, right?
Yes.
All right. Always remember, everybody, a dog's bark, that is communication. If we were dogs on the show right now, well, first of all, it would sound like World War III, but dogs don't have the vocal cords that we have. And also too, if you want a dog that doesn't bark, don't get a Great Pyrenees. Choose a different breed. Okay. Their first line of defense is to intimidate the predator to stay away, hence the bark. Okay. We got a Texas viewer on. I haven't pre-read this one, so we're in for a good surprise. I did that one time, and we had to take it back down and delete the post and block the person because it wasn't appropriate at all for the show. It didn't have anything to do with the show. That's what happened last time I didn't read it. So, yeah. Oh, pure cane Corso mix. And that's the thing. Shelters are full. Texas, a lot of the areas, correct me if I'm wrong, Sydney, they're not taking dogs because they got to pick up strays, right?
Yeah. I mean, or, you know, people are not able to pick up the strays because everything is so full. So, you know, it's really hard.
Right. It is. And here's what's even harder. Is there are so many, we got to stop letting them fall out of the sky, is what it seems like. There's so many great, now we can only talk about Great Pyrenees and mixes. Great Pyrenees mixes, actually, she takes all breeds, any breed, all breeds. But here's the thing. If you just get frustrated and you want to give your dog up because you didn't feel like going to a trainer or whatever, remember there's somebody also that is too ill to care for their dogs, and you might be taking that slot. Those are legitimate surrenders right there. And there's so many people that are just dumping their dogs that I know of one here not too long ago where the family died, and the rescue had no room for the dog. The dog ended up at a shelter, and I don't know what happened after that. So always remember that. Okay. The Montana or the other Utah rescue that you're with, Chelsea, matter of fact, we're trying to get this dog on the show, has an amazing happy ending with a dog that started out with a family. The parents died, dog came into rescue, went to foster, and the child that grew up with this dog ended up adopting this dog. Okay. So not only is it a happy adoption story, it's also a happy reunion.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and we're trying to get the dog on. It's their work schedule. They work on Sundays. Why would you?
Well, that's wonderful. I'm happy that Willow sat up. She's so pretty.
Yeah, she finally moved. Yay!
Guys, you gotta keep petting me. Come on.
Yeah, so she tells us when she wants to be pet, she uses her nose for that, huh? Not her paw, which is crazy.
Okay, we got about 2 minutes. I got a question. How difficult in your mind, just based off of the dogs in your past, not necessarily peers, but just other dogs, how difficult do you think it was for her to be debarked?
Very.
Thank you. Because
Very.
Okay, imagine taking a tennis ball, put it in your mouth, and then tape your mouth shut with a tennis ball in it and try to talk to somebody once. All right. And also, debarking dogs is illegal in a lot of areas of this country. And I'm not sure how many right now, but if you want that answer, I promise you I'll look that up. All right. But
Yeah.
don't debark your dog. That's inhumane.
I think it's illegal here, I'm pretty sure. And they must have had it done somewhere that, did it secretly.
Right. We believe in the state that you're in there, it is illegal because animal control was trying to find out who did that surgery.
Yes.
Okay. So,
However,
anyway.
when she had health problems, her owners did not want to pay for her surgery. So that's when they relinquished her to the rescue.
Okay. Wow.
They actually wanted her euthanized a couple times.
Oh my goodness.
And it looks to me like she didn't deserve to die over anything.
No, she's great, huh? She's great.
And, this is a Great Pyrenees. They're unique from any other breed, and you have to handle them accordingly. All right. So you get a Great Pyrenees, you start handling like a Labrador Retriever, you probably will end up with a problem. And then in the end, the dog will most likely get blamed for everything because that's what happens when they lose their homes. They're blamed. Okay. So anyway, but not in all cases, most of them. All right. Wow, guys. It's already time. Willow is at Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Montana, Utah. Ivy and Clark is at Mountain Mamas, Peers and Pups. And what else do we have on? There was a third dog. Oh, we had 2 puppies. I already said them.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, I had a late night last night. All right. So, and we want to bring, we want to get Tiffany to bring Mr. Zeppelin up when he's getting closer to being ready. All right. And who are you holding there, Ashley? That doesn't look like a peer, or is that a peer mix?
It's my old blind deaf dog, and he just won't leave me alone. He keeps jumping out my lap.
Well, blind and deaf, yeah,
And
I probably
hairless.
wouldn't leave you alone either.
Oh, is it a Chinese crested?
Yes.
Oh,
That's what a Chinese crested looks like.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to show my
It's like
wife.
a water bottle.
Hmm.
It's like a
I
warm
thought
water
Chinese
bottle.
cresteds had no hair.
He doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
It's
Okay.
like
All right.
yeah, they have their
Yeah,
little
just his
muppet
ears.
ears sometimes, and yeah.
But he's cold.
They got a needle nose too.
Mhm.
All right, everybody, we got to go.
Yes, thank you
before-
everyone for coming
before-
on. What a fun show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks, Danielle.
I'll
Thanks,
gotta give me a second to bring up this. Bye, everybody.